Hello and welcome to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. The library staff and board would like to join me in saying thank you to TV47 for allowing us the opportunity to showcase the B.B. Comer Memorial Library and its service to the greater Sylacauga community area. Joining us today, we have Mrs. Carol Sprayberry and Kelley Wassermann. They are from the Sylacauga City Schools Foundation. They have some exciting events coming up, fundraising events. We're going to get to that. But first of all, Carol Sprayberry, tell us about the Sylacauga City Schools Foundation. We've all kind of heard of it and seen things, but what is the history of it and what is it about?
All right, I'd be glad to, Summer. It was actually founded in 1988 by Dr. Morton, who was our superintendent at the time. He just called a few key people in Sylacauga and said, I got this idea, and they ran with it. We actually still have 4 charter members still on the foundation board. Oh. Of course, Dr. Morton, Lister Proctor, Lucille Anderson, and my husband, Steve.
Oh, wow.
And so they're a valued part of the foundation.
Sure.
Of course, through the years, we've added more members and they've come and gone, but that is the history of it. Since 1989, they have given over $1.2 million in teacher grants to teachers in our school system, and we currently have over $1.4 million invested. So they give the money each year in grants through the interest that has been earned. Of course, you know, we all know the interest rates have been a little bit low the last few years. But in 2011, we were fortunate to give $100,000 to the city in 1 year, to the school system in 1 year. And in the past 2 years, we've given $30,000 each. 2 years ago was to enhance the fine arts and media center programs, to give them a little extra spending money. And then this past year we gave $30,000 to individual teacher grants. So that's kind of the history of our foundation and what we're all about.
Right.
So it's about giving money back to the schools.
Well, what foresight, almost 30 years ago, to begin this and to see it grow and continue to grow. And I guess this is the first time that there's been an official director, or what is your position?
Right, I'm the executive director, and it's really funny. I found their strategic plan, which they began talking about 6 years ago, about hiring an executive director, because since 1988 it has been run by businessmen and women who have full-time jobs or, you know, full-time at-home careers, and they've just been doing the foundation work on their spare time.
Right.
So when I retired in May of 2014, I think the idea was, you know, they'd been thinking hire an executive director or retired teacher, so they approached me in 2015 and hired me in June. So I've been at the job about 1.5 years.
You just can't leave the school system, right?
No,
they just
loving
keep pulling
it, though.
you back. And one, that's wonderful. Somebody who has spent such a long time going to school there, teaching there, and plugged into the community as well.
And I benefited from the foundation grants. You know, I received several $1,000s myself.
Right.
So I know what it does to the classroom teacher and what treasure it is to get one of those grants. So I'm glad to be on the other side of it.
Sure.
To give back.
Well, and I know one reason we're here is that, like you said, you can't run on just this interest alone. You want to help as many teachers as possible, and anybody who's been in education or even has a student in a school system, public school system, you don't get all the money that you need to do everything that you want to do. And so I know that these grants are very beneficial to the teachers and that they want to get as much as possible. And so you guys have worked together to come up with some ways to earn more money. Before we get to that, though, Kelley, tell us about your position and what it entails with the Sylacauga City Schools.
Well, Summer, I have the title of Director of Child Nutrition, Wellness, and Communications. So it's wearing 3 different hats.
Yeah, what a title.
And in an interesting way, they all come together.
Right.
And so, of course, my main priority is the school breakfast and lunch program.
Right.
We've also expanded that role with the wellness for employees as well as our wellness plan for our students. And then the communications, and like I said, all these 3 just came together so perfectly. I had this idea and I brought it to Carol, and she just did not hesitate. And I want to say one of the remarkable things about having Carol as the executive director for the foundation is that she is a go-getter.
She is.
And her first day on the job, she was immediately seeking out other sources for possibilities to increase the revenue for the foundation.
Right.
Here again, it all goes right back into the classrooms to supplement the student learning abilities. So she did not waste any time and has got some wonderful programs ongoing. And this 5K run is just one of the elements.
So let's talk about the 5K first, and then we'll talk about all those other wonderful things you have going on. So it works, I guess it does. It's a perfect marriage with the fitness and the wellness, and we're trying to raise money for the school foundation. So tell us all about the 5K this weekend.
Well, Kelley just walked into my office last January or February and
Something
said,
like that.
I have an idea. Would the foundation like to partner with us and do a 5K fun run? And so I thought, yes, absolutely. So she's been able to integrate with the wellness program in the school system, and then the foundation and she's on our committee, of course, the vital part of the committee, the planning committee. But yeah, it is right here upon us. It's 2 weeks away, October 29. It will be at the stadium, our newly renovated stadium.
Which is beautiful,
gorgeous.
If you've not seen it.
You need to just come that morning and take it all in. But we'll start on the track and run about a lap and a quarter of the track, and then hit the roads and run down to past Comer School to Avondale, and then back up toward Radney Smith, and then back to Norton. We've got a map that's routed out for 3.1.
Right.
And then we'll end up back on the track for another 3/4 of a lap to finish it. So the start and finish line will be at the same place, but we just have, and that starts at 8 o'clock. Registration will be at 7 for those who don't pre-register, which we hope that we'll have a lot of pre-registration. It's you can go on our school website and under Foundation. You can go to our Facebook page, Sylacauga City Schools Foundation Facebook page. And I have created a Weebly.com. It's S.C.S. Foundation.
There it is.
.weebly.com
Right.
Website that has the registration form online. So we've had some takers to register online already.
Well, and if you go ahead and do that, then you don't have to get there quite at 7.
Right.
Go ahead and have your T-shirt size, because I know with all of these, that's one of the best things I think for these runners. Or if you're like me, you're a walker, which is fine too,
That's fine.
or a fast walker. Is getting the T-shirts. Everybody likes to get a
right.
T-shirt, and so I know with the registration fee that does include.
It does include a T-shirt.
Your T-shirt.
And we're going to have medals to give to first, second, third place winners in each category, age group category. So that will be a fun thing to take home.
Right.
And speaking of walkers, at 9 o'clock, we're going to have a 1 mile fun run.
Okay.
So if you don't want to do a 5K,
Right.
you can then do the fun run around the track, which would be 4 laps around our track for the 1 mile fun run at 9. Award ceremony will be at 9:30, and we'll be done by 10. So
Right. So yeah, you still have plenty of time to get to all your football games and watching football.
Which, by the way, Summer,
okay.
this was a strategic weekend.
Yes.
Alabama is open, and Auburn plays out of state at Ole Miss.
Okay.
So hopefully we won't have the
deal with
conflict
that.
of people trying to make it to a home game.
As we know, in the South, fall in the South, we have to work around that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more with both Kelley and Carol about the Sylacauga City Schools Foundation.
Recycling, it's nothing new, but how many of us actually do it? What's the point? Every time you toss out something that could be recycled, you're throwing away money. Recyclables are valuable, and when items like these are recycled, they are sold to businesses and made into new products. Alabama's recycling industry employs thousands of people, and more recycling equals more jobs, which equals more money put back in your local economy. See, recycling just makes sense. Let us show you how recycling works in and for Alabama.
Hey y'all, Jim Green from TV47. You can now catch us on the internet. We're streaming live at TV47.tv. All of our great programming, whether it's Daybreak with Jimmy Dale, Matt Coulter, and Around the Track with Matt, or I'll be on with Coosa Valley Magazine, and a whole lot more too, right here at TV47, now at TV47.tv on the internet. Whatever device, you can watch us right there at TV47.tv.
In Alabama, finding a place you and your family will love comes naturally at any one of our beautiful state parks, where you can stay and play. Alabama state parks provide opportunities for adventure on the water, in the woods, and even just hanging around. Whether you want to explore the foothills of the Appalachians or wade into the warm waters of the Gulf, Alabama is a natural delight. To learn more, call 800-ALAPARK or visit alapark.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. Joining me today is Carol Sprayberry and Kelley Wassermann. We've been talking about the Sylacauga City Schools Foundation, its history, almost 30 years old, its benefits to the school system and to the students, and giving grants, and as executive director, all of these new opportunities hopefully to raise a lot more funds so that they can go straight back into the classroom. And so the event coming up on October 29th is the 5K. Let's go over those details again, and then Kelley, tell me about all the other activities that day, because I know it's beyond just the run and the fun run, that there's going to be more things, especially for kids.
Right. Well, registration on site is at 7, the 5K run starts at 8, and the 1 mile fun run starts at 9. And we have some activities and music planned on site. I'll let you talk about that, Kelley.
Well, first of all, I want to point out too, we have registration forms scattered all over town.
Okay.
The library, for instance, has
Great.
registration forms. Many of the businesses have them, so you can, either register in advance online or pick up a registration form at any of these locations and get that information to Carol. But you're going to want to come because it's going to be a fun morning. We're going to have activities for the children. We're encouraging the children to come in their Halloween costumes.
Oh, fun! What
And
is
do the
Halloween
fun run
weekend?
around the track.
Cute.
And I want to point out, one of the things that sort of led to this idea was the stadium itself, because I was, involved with the public relations about the construction of the stadium.
Right.
And as we saw that finally beginning, I thought, the timing of the completion of the stadium,
Right.
late fall. Oh, Carol, wouldn't this be a wonderful
showcase it.
compliment
Right. That's exactly
to combine these different wellness programs with the foundation? So the new track, of course, the track in the stadium was just a wonderful opportunity, and it lends itself to other things. We're going to have invigorating music going
We need
on
some invigorating music, right? To keep you
throughout the
pumped
whole
up.
time. So for those people who don't want to run the course through town,
Right.
they could stay on the track.
Right.
And be motivated. Mandy
Sure.
Reams is putting together a wonderful music selection to help keep us energized as we go around the track.
Right.
If you don't want to run through town, you can do just the 1 mile fun run. You don't have to run the whole time. You can
Right.
take walking
Right.
breaks if you want to.
Sure.
But on that rubberized track, that is really going to give you some bounce.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
And I think people who try it will be very pleased with how the absorption. So it's going to be a wonderful experience for people who've never had an opportunity to be on that track in this wonderful facility that we have.
Right.
So we've got the Halloween costumes, we've got the fun run, we're going to have face painting for kids.
Fun.
One of our student groups is going to be doing face painting. And one of the things we're really excited about is that the brand new Nichols Lawson Jazz Band is going to have their debut performance
Exciting!
at the stadium. Here again, helping to keep us energized and motivated as we
Right.
walk our laps.
Well, a little something for everyone. So definitely a fun morning. And you said it's not going to conflict with football. Alabama's off. Auburn's out of state. And so you come out, and by 10 o'clock, you've done. Hopefully, we've raised a lot of money for Sylacauga City Schools. So that's wonderful. Kelley, one thing I wanted to talk about, things that I've seen on Facebook, which is a great way, I know, to publicize, is the wellness program. What is that all about? And what's going on that's new this year?
Well, we've always had, for the last 5 years or so, we've had a wellness program for our students. Most of that's incorporated through physical education and the nutrition components, but this past year we took it to the next level with employee wellness, giving our staff members an opportunity at a very modest rate to be able to exercise and focus on their own physical health as well. So we partnered with SAFE and have created a program called Strength and Stride. And we have about 25 teachers who have signed up for this. We meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, initially, the grand plan was to do all this at the stadium for running and track. We did a survey last spring, and walking clubs was the #1 rated activity that teachers wanted to participate in. Well, when we kicked it off in September, it was just too hot to be at the stadium at 3:30 in the afternoon by the time that track's absorbed all that heat. So interestingly, we worked it out with the high school principal, Chad Murphy, who was just wonderful to work with. We've been meeting at the high school in the choral music room. Now, for those of you who are graduates of Sylacauga High School, the choral music room is where the business department used to be, where Carol taught school.
Okay.
And prior to that, it was our school library when I was in school and you were in school.
So
multi-purpose room.
We
right?
repurpose and make the best use of our facilities, but that's now a big open facility.
Oh, great.
So it worked out perfectly for the exercise portion, and now the way the high school has been added on and configured, we've stepped it off, and 6 laps around the upstairs hallway is a mile.
Oh, wonderful.
So we get our running
So that way, yeah,
in.
if it's cold, raining, whatever, that you can
Absolutely.
still do that.
So-
I think that's so important.
Right.
I mean, mentally, you know,
Yeah.
stress, and you see so many companies going to this, if they don't have a gym facility, having those extra opportunities. And
Right.
so I think that's wonderful. It keeps people healthy. Carol knows. She was our step aerobics queen.
Yes.
Still is. That's what I tell people all the time. I said the Sprayberries were healthy before it was cool to be healthy.
That's right.
They've always been like that. And so I think that's great to offer employees that. And, you know, you see all the statistics that it keeps them, you know, from missing as many days of work. And so I know that hopefully you'll continue to see the benefits from that program. Let's go over those dates and times. One more time, we're going to go to a commercial break and then we'll talk more about upcoming events with the Sylacauga City Schools Foundation.
Okay, the date is October 29. Registration on site is at 7. The 5K run starts at 8, and the fun run at 1 mile fun run at 9. And we haven't mentioned cost.
Oh, yeah.
$25 for students, $35 for adults, and the Strength and Stride participants get a discount. They can do the 5K run for $25. So we're encouraging all of our students. Pinecrest is actually bringing their runners club.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have some kids from Pinecrest running the 1 mile.
And that does include your t-shirt, and of course it's all, any proceeds will go back into the schools through the foundation. We'll come back after this commercial break, more with Carol and Kelley.
Hey Sylacauga, I'm Dr. Gina and I want you to join me live every weeknight, Monday through Friday, right here on Channel 47 on the world's first social television show. And it's going to be all about you, whether it's presidential politics or Deflategate. If it's trending, we're going to be talking about it. I want you to join me live every Monday through Friday on Channel 47. Don't miss it. America Trends with Dr. Gina, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. right here on Channel 47. See you then.
Becoming a driver can be an exciting time for a teen, but it can also be challenging. And at very worst, deadly. Alabama ranks 5th in the number of teens killed in motor vehicle crashes every year. It's the leading cause of death among 16 to 24-year-olds. Alabama's graduated driver license law places restrictions on young drivers to help ensure their safety. Parents, know the law, enforce the law, and be a good example. Remember, the life you save may be your child's.
Hey Birmingham, it's your favorite girlfriend, Ebony Steele, back in my hometown. My show, Coffee with America, is now on WOIL TV 47 4 days a week. Catch me and Sasha Rianda Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 8 a.m. You can also see us Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. We're bringing you the latest in lifestyle, food, entertainment, you name it. We'll see you soon.
Hello and welcome back to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. Joining me today, Kelley Wassermann and Carol Sprayberry. We've been talking about the Sylacauga City Schools Foundation, the upcoming 5K and Fun Run, which has a little bit of something for everyone, October 29th. You can get those registration forms online. You can also get them at the library. So go by the library and pick that up as you're checking out your books or enjoying one of the Brown Bag Series lectures. There's still a few left this fall. Also, there's going to be a lot of other events, and I know beyond events that you have some ongoing fundraising projects, and one that involves the beautiful new stadium.
Right. We're so excited that we have been able to sell for a year now pavers that are laid in the ground. They did that a couple of weeks ago. They can be personalized. We have 2 sizes, 4x8 and 8x8. And then we've sold marble that came out of the high school when they renovated the north wing. There were marble slabs, and so we got those. Dr. Freeman gave us those, so we've gotten marble. They have not been installed yet, but they'll go on the south end, on the outside wall, and on the 2 interior walls. So those will be yet to be installed. But yeah, that's a great fundraiser that will be forever going on. There's plenty of pavers to be sold.
Right.
So if you have not done that yet, you also can find those order forms on our website and on our Facebook page, or come by the board and pick one up. But we're calling it the Aggie Walk.
I love it. I love it. Well, and I think what a great gift. You know, you have Christmas coming up, so you give one for your mother that, you know, taught there and that went to school there. You've already got one, right, Kelley? or for a child. And so I know my mom was adamant about getting one for me.
You've got one.
Yeah, and so I'm excited to see it. But I think that's wonderful, and it will be there forever. And so I think that's a great gift idea too. And so you can get that off the website or the Facebook page, or just go see Carol, and she will definitely hand out some.
All you want.
I know one exciting thing you were talking about, even classes doing it. So maybe it's a class of 1976 that wants to do.
We've had several classes. I think the oldest class was like class of 1955. They've done one, so
that's great. I thought it was so neat, the opening game when they had the football player that was on the original team in the stadium. There's such a history, a rich history with B.B. Comer and Sylacauga, and so to have this new facility, and the 5K is a perfect way for everyone to see it if you haven't made it to a football game yet, and to see the new track and new scoreboard, all of these exciting things going on. And so this isn't the only event. You have some other things planned, right?
We actually began last year a breakfast with Santa, and it was a huge success. So we'll be doing that again this year, and that's another partner that we have with Kelley in her program. It's at the high school cafeteria, and it will be starting at 8 o'clock. We invite our children from grades K through 5 to come eat free, and then their parents who bring them, it's a $10 charge, because our Kiwanis Club, they're one of our big partners with it. They do their amazing pancake,
the famous
sausage
pancakes, yes.
cooking. So that's the breakfast, and then we have Santa there. They can get their picture made with Santa. Don Smith makes the pictures, and you can purchase those on site for $10. And the art students at all the schools will be painting ornaments that we sell.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a great morning, and it's actually kicking off Christmas in Sylacauga. On December 10, we'll have breakfast with Santa, and then the Chamber of Commerce has things planned all day, and then that night will be the Christmas parade.
Yeah, I think that's going to be that. I'm so excited that everything's being moved to Saturday. I know it got moved last year just because of weather reasons, but that way you can enjoy the whole day. I know, starting with that, there's going to be shopping downtown. There's even going to be a movie in Central Park after the parade. So the Chamber has been working hard on that, and partnering with you guys to do the breakfast, and so that's December
10.
Okay.
And then we have another event coming up in February at Harvey's. We have several talented pianists in our town.
I know of one in particular. If you've not heard Dr. Todd Freeman.
Dr. Todd Freeman will be one of our entertainers. Mr. Samuel Childs that we just already mentioned, and Miss Jane Vaughn. So we have several who will be entertaining us with piano music, and we'll just have a nice sit-down dinner and enjoy this amazing musical talent that will be shared with us. So that's February 21. It's the week after Valentine's.
Okay.
So
it could be a perfect Valentine's gift, right?
Absolutely. And then we have 2 chairs. To have a foundation chair, there's a $25,000 donation made to the foundation. And if you've ever been in the high school main concourse, all of those bronze plaques hanging on the wall represent $25,000 each that have been given to the foundation through the years. So we have 2 ongoing. One is in memory of Miss Dora Perryman, who was my business teacher, near and dear to my heart. Yes. And then the other one is in memory and honor of the Simpkins family legacy band directors. So if you've ever had Fess, Buddy, or David as a band director, please help us finish out that chair to get it in completion. So there's 2 outstanding chairs that we would really love to see completed.
Well, and I love that, just looking at that wall when you see, so many educators and wonderful people that have contributed to the success of so many people in this community and in this city. And so I know with that, you can just give your donation straight to the designated chair that you want. And of course, you could always start a new chair too, right?
You can. We'll take that. And we also have opened up a PayPal account, so that if you want to make a contribution on PayPal or through the school system, our children pay for things like their lunches through PayPams. So a parent of students in our system are familiar with PayPam. They can make a donation through the PayPam program and just designate on their entry what they're wanting to give it toward.
Right. Wow.
Trying to make contributions as easy as we can.
Right, definitely. Yeah. And so even people who no longer live in the city can still do that. Or if you can't come to the 5K or Breakfast with Santa, we'll still take your money, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Kelley, I know that you have so much going on. You said with the wellness program, when we talk about nutrition, I mean, I can't even imagine just managing, because you don't only you do breakfast as well as lunch at 4 different schools, right?
Yes.
That's a lot to manage. And I know, and with so many guidelines, and you won so many awards, it seems, in the past few years. If you want to talk about a little bit of those, we'd love to hear it.
Interesting. Today we are starting a new program at Sylacauga High School. We're piloting a breakfast after the bell program, because a lot of older kids aren't interested in eating breakfast when they first get up.
Right.
They get to school and they haven't had anything to eat, and it's not till about 9 o'clock or so they realize, a little hungry here. Yeah. So we have been working very hard with our technology department to get this going. We have purchased a wireless point of sale, and after the first bell rings, which is probably right about now, we will be set up in the hallway with our point of sale. We'll have a rack of the breakfast selection items, and the kids can go through and select what they want. It's a grab and go. It's it's not hot cooked, but here again, I have come to realize that a lot of kids prefer the grab and go. They prefer to eat it with their hands.
Sure.
So we have tried to accommodate that with these choices that they can have. And so they'll come through and get their breakfast, and the teachers have graciously said, okay, we'll let them get their breakfast and eat their breakfast in the classroom. And so we're hoping that this will help kids get something to eat, because in particular, they don't start serving lunch till around noon, so it's after 1 o'clock. We have a whole wave of kids coming after 1.
Right.
I get hungry.
Definitely. Who doesn't? Right.
So this will help tide them over, and the whole objective is so that they can stay focused and learn. You know, we say a hungry child can't learn, and I often use the analogy, if you've ever been in church and your stomach started growling, you're pretty much done.
You're not listening to the sermon anymore.
Despite your best efforts, it's hard to focus on what's being said. And so just think of a 14, 15-year-old in that situation. So this will help them have that nourishment so that they can stay focused and pay attention.
What a great idea. As a teacher, I'm hungry.
And at the high school, this is time that she's talking about. The kids will be moving into what we call ACE, Aggie Curriculum Enrichment. And so this is where they have their club meetings, and they have other
interest
studying for the ACT, prep and things like that. So they're taking this food then into those areas, and not a curriculum classroom, but it's their ACE period.
Right, it's not while they're working on their computers. Don't worry about that.
I just want to make that clear.
Yes, that has been a concern we've taken into consideration.
Thank y'all. So many exciting things going on in Sylacauga City Schools with fitness, wellness, kicking it off with this 5K. We hope that it gets a lot of money going for that foundation so that we can get grants back into the schools. At the library, we just appreciate everything that you do for our kids and hope that it just continues to grow. If you need any more information, you can go to the Facebook page, and we will see you next time on the Library Connection.